My dear global brothers and sisters.
My dear global brothers and sisters, do you not feel blessed?
My dear global brothers and sisters, understand this. Love is the greatest, most powerful thing in the world, but sometimes we lose it.
Why are you so angry?
Why, I ask? Because sometimes we lose faith in ourselves and in God.
Can we put the guns down and stop fighting at every event? Can we all stand proud because we are alive?
You should live your life. That's why you're on earth for it. To make anything in your life possible. If you want to be a rapper, be that shit.
Smile, you live.
If you want to be a doctor or a singer,
Be that shit.
Well, at least try.
Only you can define you. If you want people to remember you, leave a legacy behind you, your family, and your kids.
Freedom.
My dear global brothers and sisters, what does freedom mean to you? Can you imagine it? What do you see? For I see only what my mind can portray as inexplicable beauty. Freedom. When you hear the word, it empowers you. It empowers us. So many fights for freedom, liberty, never to truly be obtained, but to be motivation. Hope, the feeling of courage and the intensity of the heat burning in our hearts, all because of that one word that tastes as sweet as strawberry jam and maple syrup. As green as the lands that we strive to create, dotted with the trees that show our integrity. Freedom is something that comes to us when we close our eyes and lose ourselves in music, poetry, art, our own souls. My dear global brothers and sisters, what does freedom mean to you?
My dear global brothers and sisters, if you want to achieve freedom, stop separating people in races, in colors, in religions, in different sexualities. We are not things. We are persons. You will never have a free heart if your behavior changes based on how I look and not in who really I am. My dear global brothers and sisters, freedom is not a privilege. It's simple. We are the only ones who are building this stupid wall, and we are the only ones who can destroy it. If we keep together, if we walk in groups to the same direction, even if we are black or white, homosexual or heterosexual, if we are rich or not, even if we are Christians or Muslims, because you know what? Mostly, and first of all, we are humans. We are persons. And freedom is only available for those people who can understand what I've just said.
My dear global brothers and sisters.
If you are a person and not a thing, you are free.
It is utterly important that we understand the intense desire not to fail at what our ancestors tried so hard to do, or be, which is free. Free from mental, spiritual, emotional, most of all, physical slavery. We need to ensure no matter the color, religion, gender, or sexuality becomes a stressful burden that keeps us in captivity, that keeps us from being free. It is our job that we maintain a peaceful environment. For no one will do it unless we show them that we are capable to uplift each other, inspire each other, build with each other, and most of all, love each other unconditionally.
My dear global brothers and sisters, we are free. Free in so many ways that our ancestors were not. We have the right to an education and freedom of speech. I am blessed to say that I can go to a corner store and be served like anyone else. I do not have to be scared to voice my opinions. And I am so grateful that next year I will be able to vote for my president. I'm thinking about where my brothers and sisters were hundreds of years ago, and it humbles me. I just hope that going through my life, I can be as strong as they were. I am me, and I am free.
Yes.
My dear ancestors, what you did for us, I would have never been able to do. I would have been scared out of my mind to ever go through what you did. Being beaten, yelled at, dragged by shackles, and looked at differently every day of my life is something that no one should have to go through. But I am grateful for you doing that and taking that leap so that our generation today will basically build off and always say, imagine if this was still our world today. You have shown so many acts of courage and bravery which could never have been displayed any better. But I am sad to say that even though there have been so-called laws passed to end what you went through, there was barely any change. So honestly, were all men really created equal? Are we really free? No. But you, as a beacon of hope, is the main reason why our generation will continue to fight for what we believe in.
My dear global brothers and sisters, freedom would be very easy to achieve if we all were a little more humble. I see a lot of things in this world that are just wrong. The main problem is that we are scared to know ourselves, to be self-conscious. See, life is a privilege, and we waste it very often worrying about problems that are not so important. But we blame others for our lack of happiness, and we hurt those we think responsible for our problems in life.
Yes.
If we all were able to accept that life is black but also white, good but also bad, if we all were more grateful for what we have, instead of greedily seek for more and more, we could all live free, and most important, in peace. Because freedom is important, but it is out of place if it affects peace. Your freedom ends where the freedom of another person begins. See, in the end, we're all going to die, so let's not give such importance to things that doesn't matter. Because the only truth is that we arrive naked into this world and we go the same way.
Yeah.
Being a good person is the only thing that's worth achieving. The rest, I can assure you, is just crap.
Taking a trip on the Underground Railroad was an honor. Being able to have a slight experience of what maybe my ancestors went through is something that I am grateful for. I mean, yes, it was upsetting to see what black people had to go through to obtain freedom, which we still haven't gotten, to take care of themselves and to take care of their children. Equality amongst races is questioned a lot, and the whole reason for that is the way you can publicly see the racial profiling, the stereotyping, the slurs, and more that are targeted at black people, making it almost seem as if we are bounties and are being hunted, and cannot be treated as the human beings that we actually are. So ask me again what my definition of equality and freedom is, because as far as I know, there's no such thing in my dictionary.
Because it is a blessing and a curse to suffer in melanin. Let them know we can hold hands once we get our bodies back, break the chains and turn it into a crown. We are surrounded in a world of anti-blackness. It's about the way we perceive and understand the world around us. It is teaching little black girls and boys that because you got napped, you're not a baddie. It's what makes the 67-year-old white lady clutch her purse when she stands next to me. It is what makes killing 3 black men in 1 week
Rest in power.
justifiable. So brothers and sisters around the world, raise your black fist and keep on going. Don't shut up. Don't let the so-called peace triumph your violence, because your violence is what made me possible. So be the problem.
Oh Lord, please Lord, oh Lord, my dear Lord, oh Lord, please Lord, oh Lord, my dear Lord.
My dear global brothers and sisters, to the real question.
How does it feel to be a problem?
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 I answer, seldom a word.
W.E.B. Du Bois.
Well, Mr. Du Bois, I've got some words. Am I a problem? No? Yes? I think it starts with how I think, I guess. The world is a very peaceful planet. It's us who run it. So, you're not a problem, I'm not a problem, we are not a problem. If I'm a problem, tell me, but I will not solve it because you think I'm a problem while I know I'm not a problem. And if I'm not a problem, tell me, but I'm going to create a problem that is going to annoy you with positive thoughts, peace building, preach, and a dream of a better world that we could live in. I could be that problem, but not the problem.
Being the problem, being the cause of someone's pain, suffering, and struggle, knowing that you are the problem.
We all don't want to be the problem. We want to be useful.
You feel useless.
And people will never understand you for who you are.
Being a problem hurts me. I say this because why can't we come together as one?
Simply, being a problem is a problem itself. For you, you can feel that everyone around look at you strangely. So you can avoid it. And to be in a community cannot stand by your side in the event. Does not mean to stand silent, hide it. You have to stand and tell the truth and make them feel you are strong.
To be the one that stands out from the crowd because you are the problem.
When others will never understand you for who you are or what you can't be, their words will become the problem.
It shouldn't be all about racism, but that seems to be the biggest problem.
And as time goes on, we might grow tough skin and ignore it because we're always going to be a problem to someone somewhere.
Reflecting on race, all white people are not racist. All Mexicans are not drug dealers, and all blacks are not criminals.
The feeling of everyone being against you because you made a simple mistake. A simple mistake that could have been a simple accident.
When someone says you're the problem, I think about my biracial friend. If this was back in slavery, we would never be friends. Maybe not even know each other. But having a biracial friend does not make me a problem. It makes you the problem for being racist.
Yeah, your apology doesn't matter. You can't fix it. Everyone knows that you are the problem.
Each person collects strengths and weaknesses. You may not like what someone doing, but you will not reap anything if you confident.
And although we deeply inside feel bad, we ignore it because life is full of sadness and maybe we just want some happiness because what is a problem to one person may not be to another.
We are all free. But I want the minority to think, are you really free? I once heard someone say everyone wants to be a nigga, but who really wants to be a nigga?
When I'm a problem, I feel like I don't belong.
When they see you, talk to you, have fun with you, they will never forget that you are the problem. And you will never forget that.
All cultures are beautiful. No one should be the problem.
You suffer from a defect. You can also help people who suffer from that defect.
Am I really the problem? Or do you see what you can or can't be and resort to hatred or jealousy?
No one feels like the problem when they are the problem. It's all about your perspective. You're the problem to me. The person or thing telling me I can't do something, keeping me from my dreams, telling me I can't do this or I'm not good enough for that. Yeah. So I ask you, how does it feel to be my problem?
Not a problem. More so a word that hides the uncomfortable truth. The fact that the minority is the majority and the majority goes above and beyond the normal standards. What the fair-skinned people are afraid of is the way that our melanin moves with the wind and our spirit dances with the moon. That our power and knowledge is no longer concealed but embraced in the very light of our black beauty. And what people with dominance fail to realize is that the black and brown have the potential to be phenomenal.
Miana, are you okay?
Kiana, are you okay?
Miana.
No, I'm not okay. I have never been okay. I'm tired. I'm just so tired.
Yes.
Why is it that no matter how hard I try, I can't please you? Am I not good enough? Do I not work hard enough? I graduated valedictorian for God's sakes. I work hard and make my own money, and I never ask you for anything. Do you not see how hard I work? I'm here right now because I survived. I survived my hood, my personal infirmities, but most of all, you. I survived you. I know you love me, but why can't you accept me? Please.
My friends, this is what I would ask to a wise man. What do you do when they close your eyes when you want to see? When they close the doors because you're black, when they see but they turn their back, when they have shames for your color, when they have shames to put you in the dollar. Blacklisted, blackmailed, black Sam, a dark cloud. They say that so loud. When you can't get opportunities because of who you are, when they see you from very far. If you're black, you are untrusted, complicated, disrespected, and rejected, and regarded as disrespectful, unbeautiful, ungrateful, just a fool. So, what do you do when they close your eyes when you want to see? When they see your color and they know you. When they see your color and they hate you. You white, you can't come to the hood. You don't belong. I thought in the world, we all belong. Being chased, you white, you are going to be chased away from the hood because you white. If you didn't do wrong, doesn't that make you right? You white, you cannot help me. You white, you cannot understand me. When you can't even think that Jesus looked like you because gorillas and baboons is what you know to look like you. So, what do you do when they close your eyes when you want to see? When they disallow you to be what you want to be? When you just can't be good enough?
Being a problem can be frustrating because you will never see it. You will feel like everyone is blaming you. You can even start to feel like the odd man out. And when you start to feel that, that's when you start to feel lonely and like nobody cares. But you have to remember that you're not alone and people do care.
It makes me feel like I'm a problem, as if all the problems of the world rest on my shoulders. Like I'm the person who created all the destruction and the chaos that I see on a daily basis. But then I consider, am I the problem? What have I truly done to better the world? I look back and think, am I doing my part? But then again, how can I? I'm just a very small fish in an immensely large pond. I may be able to ripple the surface, but I can never break the barrier alone.
Some people
Put up walls.
Some people put up walls.
Some people put up walls. Some people put up walls. Some people put up walls. Some people put up walls. Some people put up walls.
Not to keep others out.
But to see who can.
Break them down. Break them down. Break them down. Break them down. Break them down.
A wall is a barrier so strong that no one has even thought to try to break down. Or is it not even worth the time? But behind that four-sided wall lies a girl who's confused by people, life, money, and how to do taxes. But even more confused as to why people put her on this emotional roller coaster with bumps and heels so high that makes giants quiver with fear. Behind that wall is a girl who gets attached to them on the other side. She thinks that breaking the wall down herself is what's right. She takes 2 taps to the wall and soon realizes that was a bad idea. She whispered her secrets through that wall. That hole lets them see what's within. That hole lets them see her cry about her insecurities. And they pick at them. Pick, until she builds the wall up again.
Break them down. That's all I seem to be doing. Fight after fight, word after word, attack after attack. Feeling vulnerable all the time because you don't feel good enough, pretty enough, worthy enough. Being misused and mistreated by your so-called family, lovers, and friends. To the consistent I can'ts that leaves evidence of frustration from my eyes. Feeling lost with no hope because the good guys always go last. But somebody finds this gleam of light and they start to break my walls bit by bit, only exposing the good outer shell. Then they hit that spot with dissatisfaction and distasteful. And with that, they leave, leaving me open, vulnerable, naked. But I still fight with everything that I have left within me. But nothing is returned. So I begin to build the barrier again.
We all have an outer wall, something that protects us, to keep us strong, to never show weakness, that at any point we can fall apart. This wall is a way to see who we could trust. Trust the wrong person and the wall gets stronger again. Till you find the right person that's willing to listen and just be there for you. You know you can trust them, yet you can't. The fear of the pain that comes with trusting scares you. You could trust them, yet you don't. You could break down the wall, but that doesn't mean you could escape the wall that traps your mind, body, and soul. You can always break down the wall, but you have to pass the mask and the body of armor, which is way closer.
What do you see when you look at me? You see my yellowish skin, right? You see my
puffy, frizzy hair, right? You see my curves, right? Is that all you see? Now look at me. Look deeper. You see me at 12 years old, seeing my father's funeral. You see the love that was lost. You see a piece of my heart that is gone. You don't? Now look at me. Look deeper. You see me at the hospital sitting while my mother is receiving chemo. You see the fear that I face every day, wondering if I be in foster care. That I lose it all. That me and my brother will be separated if anything goes wrong. Now look at me. Look deeper. Do you see the inspiration from my dad? Do you see my passion for acting? Do you see me having to struggle every day as a multiracial woman in the streets of Detroit? Or actually, anywhere. Now look at me. Look deeper. One last question. What do you see when you look at me?
As someone who puts up walls, it's hard because you don't know who cares or who doesn't. The world is a volatile place full of hatred and sadness. And we all want someone who loves us because everyone is lonely one way or another. We're also drunk on this idea that only love can cure us. And it's true, can cure us of our brokenness and loneliness because it would mean that nothing I did was in vain and that someone whom I cherish cherishes me right back.
We wait within those walls. We wait for the right people who know how to destroy what guards our souls within, which locks us forever in a timeless void, where hope is the only light and it is just out of reach. These people push us towards that light. They dry the streams of tears that stain our cheeks and we reach out and hold on to them. They are that light. They are that hope. They are the key to the gates that have kept us back from being our true selves. They are friends, family, people that just understand and wish to help. Until they come, we wait. We wait and we stare at the light from within that dark cage. We wait to be free.
From Kadiatu in Berlin. Dear ladies and gentlemen, this is my past. When I was in my country, I was always happy with my parents, my siblings, my whole family and friends. We were all so happy and shared so much love between us. My friends and I shared things good and bad. Sometimes we fought, but that's okay, because that's how friendships are.
In my neighborhood, I see children of the same culture playing around and having picnics with Twizzlers.
I see all the people smiling, having fun, playing, gossiping, but mostly smiling and having fun.
I see crowds rushing at a pace that I can't seem to keep up with.
I see children play football. I see people live to live in a better place. In my neighborhood, I hear everything happening around me. The soldiers, the falafel, the waterways. I hear people share about their feelings to each other and talk about their problems.
I hear the kids laughing,
The dogs barking,
people talking,
the neighbors yelling from house to house about the newest gossip,
and teenagers playing music in their cell phones.
The scent of tortas, tacos, and tostadas parades through the air, flavors and spices from all over the world, filling the air to create something that's enchanting.
I feel the winter, the summer, the spring, and the autumn.
I still smell what my neighbors are cooking.
I can taste my mom's cooking and chili cheese fries from the Coney Island.
In my neighborhood, I can touch the wood, the memories before the wood.
The smooth and jagged edges of the cobblestones caressing my hands.
I can touch the prickly, generic bushes that everyone has in their front yard. But in my neighborhood, I feel safe and at home with people I've known my entire life that I can now call my family.
I feel happiness, peace, and calm in every face I see.
I feel nothing can stop the future until that day will come. When I pray for peace and acceptance. When I open the door of my house, everyone is welcome to my house.
Open arms and smiling faces pull you in just the right way. A feeling so enchanting you'll never feel it anywhere else.
When I open the door to my home, I see my energetic dog ready to greet anyone who opens the door, and my baby niece trying to keep her balance while learning to walk.
When I open the door to my home, I can realize that I'm the luckiest girl in this world because all I see, I smell, I touch, I feel, and I hear is enough for me, and I can just appreciate what I have and what I don't.
It wasn't always like this, but I'll try my best to be someone you won't forget. But now I have to start to think of my future and start planning. And I've learned that when your family isn't there for you anymore, you have to do everything by yourself. And even though it's a hard task, you have to stay positive, you have to be courageous, and you have to think of yourself. And if you do this, you can attain anything. Sincerely, Katiatu.
That's how I feel in my hood.
Thug life. Thug life to me is like living in the third world country. It's like live or die in Detroit. And the brothers that I knew from the streets had ideas to get out because they had plans and ideas to get out. To be more real, I hate rich white people like Donald Trump and Rick Snyder because they don't care about me and they don't care about black people. They don't. And you may be thinking right now, Dwayne, relax. Nope, can't relax. I can't sit down, watch TV, because what's on TV is a war. And I hate it even more when people say, all lives matter. How about this? When a young black male like me in the streets stop getting killed, then we can start talking about all lives matter. When a black female stop getting raped by a white police officer and getting killed, then we can talk about all lives matter. But for right now, black lives matter. And to be, if it means to me that I have to die to be successful, then screw it. I'm going out with a bang. XOXO, love Dwayne, P.S. Do you like my tattoos?
I don't build walls to see who can break them down, because honestly, I don't want anyone to know. I mean, I do, but I don't. I fear being naked and visible to the public around me. I don't want them to point at me and say, this is why Miana behaves this way, so this is why Miana is the way she is. I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to become a mystery novel where people will stay up all night reading me in hopes of somehow learning my truth. So no, I don't want to see who can break them down.
If you authentically knew me, you would know that I'm not okay, but I'm alright. You will see from my facial expressions and my body language that my day ain't so good, but you don't know me. See, you can't always let people break your walls, because once the bricks have fallen, you see the true colors of my foundation. Can you really say you can stand with me? The things I have done, the things that have been done, can you really say you can stand with me? Nah. Half of these people can't say that. They try to be down for the struggle, but struggle to understand what the struggle really is. Break my walls for what? I can stand perfect on my own. You're just an accessory. Prove to me that you're a diamond in a dozen so that I can place you gracefully on my neck so that when the sun hits, we both glisten.
As I grew older, I learned to forgive and move on. I learned that sometimes people do things that they don't mean to do. I have forgiven my mother for leaving me and my siblings. She left me alone. She fed me lies. She hurt me, even though she didn't know she did. I forgive my father for not being as present as he should have been. I was daddy's little girl, but I could not find my dad when I needed him most. I forgive all that did me wrong. Oh, and for that person that's gonna break those walls around my heart, I hope you know that my heart needs to be treated with all the love possible, and it's delicate. So yeah, break those walls around my heart, for it awaits to reach you with everything I have.
Dear non-black brothers and sisters, I do not hate you, I cannot hate you. But I will not be overshadowed with endless love for the world when the love in my community has ended. Don't say you don't know what to do. Do not say you do not know how to do it. Ally yourself. Fight the battle. Destroy the seed of anti-blackness in this world. So I put down my pen and ask,
are you ready to struggle?
My dear global brothers and sisters, what do you see when you look at me?
My dear global brothers and sisters, we arrive naked into this world and we go the same way. So please, be respectful, be thoughtful, be humble, be loving, and be smart. For all of our sakes.
My dear global brothers and sisters, it will be a scary road that most will be too scared to walk down. But just remember that we have each other, and that we may feel alone, but it will only be momentarily. And that there's always someone waiting to hear us speak. We run the world. Not hate, love, EJ.
Your black sister, Erica.
Love, Gabby.
Love, Joel.
Your voice, Atimbos.
Love, Janelle.
Sincerely, Joshua.
Sincerely, Yasir.
Yours truly, Naya.
Wishing you the best, Selena.
Love, Carter. Your brother, Christian.
Love, Kadiatu.
Love, Hamza.
Miana.
Con amor, Alondra.
Your brother and friend Hassan.
Love, Dwayne.
Your homie, Brittany.
Love, April.
Love, Nurio.
Love, Zaria.
Love, Mzianda.
Love us. Love breaking walls.
What's this real life experience, the stories that you were telling?
Okay, so who would like to answer? Stand, so that, thank you. So, you started first? No, you can all answer. It's not one, all of you can answer. Whoever stands can answer.
Yes, go Egypt. So hello everyone, good evening. My name is Egypt and I'm from Brooklyn. And yes, to answer your question, all of these stories you heard was from previous experiences. Me personally with, dealing with the abandonment and hurt from my mom and my father and what my siblings and I had to go through. So yes, this is what we've been through and this is our story and we're moving on and we're striving for greatness.
This is what
Yes.
Just to add on to what Egypt said, yes, especially as minorities, this is like the everyday reality that we go through, and it comes from the heart. To speak personally about like the creative writing process, we'll have a writing trigger, and then we'll just sit and we'll write for like about 7 minutes, and we'll come from our heart and our minds, and then when we read it out loud, we realize the power, and we put it together as a story.
Yes.
And this is our testimony.
First of all, I am blown away at the excellence that you all display, and I love you for that. Because it frustrates you that the media will show our dysfunction, but they will not line up to see how well we function together.
It is incredibly frustrating because whenever the media positions like images like that, it kind of takes away from like the way in which we function in ourselves. So like before I was talking about the way in which we understand the world around us, and the media controls a lot of the content that we see, and it controls the images of certain people. And so like that's all what our experiences are based upon, like that type of perspective. So yeah.
So my name is Hassan, I'm 17, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and just speaking on Detroit alone, there's already something that you come into Detroit thinking like it's a very crime-filled city, it's very scary, you can't have a car, or you can't do this, and you can't go out at night because you'll get robbed. So with all of these things that happen in the media about just Detroit alone, people don't want to come. People are scared to come here. And I feel like with this program, it was beautiful to show people from Cape Town, from Barcelona, from Brooklyn, from many different places that this city is amazing. There is art, there is beauty. There are people who love and care for the city. They don't want to hear terrible things in the media about the city that they love, because it's not true. Every city, every place has its bad points. And I feel like Detroit is a city that gets exploited for their bad points and not the things that are just amazing here. And the beauty here is just unmatched in my opinion. So I just feel that, yes, I really do hate that the media can control what our view is on the world.
I want to know, what will you take with you and what will you do with it?
Hey y'all.
Hey.
I'm from Detroit and I'm 16. Hey girl. Okay. So I know from breaking walls, I didn't think coming to this I would ever like get so attached to people I didn't know that live like across the country or in a different state. But man, do you get attached? Like it's crazy. And I think what I'm gonna take with me is the relationships that I've built with all of them, and learn how to build similar relationships with other people that I meet, and to create stronger relationships with people that I already knew, like people from Matrix and everything like that. So yeah.
Did you have a worldview before you met different people from all over the world, and if so, has it changed or how has it enhanced it?
Hi, my name is Nair, 16, from Brooklyn. Before I came here, I always thought that I was alone in certain situations. You know, I always felt alone, I always felt abandoned in certain ways that I thought nobody else could relate. When I came here and we did those writing triggers and people read out loud what they wrote, it all connected in a way. And people had such similar feelings about situations that you wouldn't think others went through. So seeing that I wasn't alone truly like changed my view on the world, because that means that there are more people out there that are going through what you're going through. And that means that we're all connected in a way, and that we should build upon that, and we should learn to love each other because we are humans, and we should learn that, you know, no matter what, we're in this together. And that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I just want to add a little bit. Hi, my name is Iana. I spoke earlier. I'm from Brooklyn and I'm 18 years old. I would definitely say that breaking walls completely alters. If you had any sort of expectations or anything about like what it is to meet people from around the world, it's so different than you would assume. And I think that one of the most amazing things, like what changed my mentality, is how it was Joshua who was talking about how grateful that I now feel, like the change in before. You know, everyone jokes around like, oh, first world problems and things like that. You know, how we get so concerned over certain aspects of our daily lives. When compared to other people's lives or compared to other people's circumstances, it's minuscule, it's tiny. We're complaining over things that don't have as much weight or importance as other things. And I think that that was the major thing that I learned. And it showed me like a sense of gratitude, but it also showed me like more about the issues that are currently happening around our country with wars and people who are still living as if they were still captive, still, you know, held against their wills and not allowed to leave certain places and visit certain parts of the world. Like, I think that one of the struggles that we often face every year is how hard it is to get visas for some of our other participants from different countries, and how we see how the world is still, even in the 21st century, can be such a closed and cool environment. And I think that that's what I got from breaking walls, and it really did completely alter my personal life, the way I saw everything.
I'm Atengosi from Cape Town, South Africa. So it's my third time being on the stage, but it always feels like it's the first time ever and ever again. So it humbles me to be in this. So it changes me a lot, because I thought it was only in Cape Town that the only music you know is gunshots, but now I know in Detroit that happens too. I thought it was only in Cape Town that other certain people are cut out of the country whereby they cannot be given water. But now in Detroit, now I know. I thought it was only in Cape Town that if you are black, there are certain things that are not expected from you. There are certain things that are expected from you to do. If you are a black child, you are expected at the age of 15 to already smoke weed. But now, since I've been in Detroit, now I know, because you can see the reactions when you just cross the street, that this looks like the same, this is the same. So it is just made me see similarities and differences that we have as countries together.
What I learned about this whole program and about breaking was that, yes, we come from different backgrounds. We have experienced different situations, and we live in different countries. But what I've learned is that we are not the situations we are not the products of our situations, but the products of our decisions. And we win or lose by the way you choose. If you make good decisions, then you will gain from those good decisions. But if you make bad decisions, you will gain from those bad decisions. So what I also learned from Breaking Walls is that we must make peace with who we are. We must love ourselves and accept ourselves so that we can break the walls of hate, so that we can break the walls. We can break the walls of segregation, the walls of race. We must unite and become a solidified nation, because we are all, I believe in only one human race, and that I believe in only one race, and that is the human race.
First off, I want to say this was phenomenal. And I would just like to tell you that people are listening to you. You know, it is amazing that you are just babies to me, and you have the wherewithal and the sense to understand how the world works. But don't let it stop here.
This is an offer. I have a radio show, and every Wednesday I want to give my 3 hours to you and make it Breaking Walls Wednesday.
We see shows at the Fisher, we see shows at the Fox all the time, and I never stand for them. The feeling that you gave me made me stand for my souls. Amazing, it was incredible. But it seems to me that this is a forum for people to come together and talk about how to make our world better. Not just, I mean, you guys give us the ideas, you're the catalyst. And you gave us several nuggets about how to change ourselves individually to impact the world. But one of the things that's interesting about you is you are the catalyst, yeah? So you are the one giving the advice. You're the one saying how to move forward. And I'm really hoping that when you go to your schools that you are just as unabashedly real and true about your feelings that you just shared with us. But what I'd like from you guys is to give us more advice about how we go into our work lives. Raising your fist like what Martin Luther King, that was a great, give me more things like that. How I'm going to go to WDIB tomorrow, Channel 4, and I'm going to change someone's life. Because you are great models of what a catalyst is and how to be a catalyst for change. So I want your advice on how I can do that better in my environment. Not just individually changing my mind, but others around me.
First and foremost, I just want to say that it all starts about understanding that people do come from different backgrounds and that they're going to come with their guards up. And another thing, you have to be patient, because things just don't turn that moment, that day, that week, that month. It takes time, you know. Slavery just ended about 300 years ago. That took time. You understand? We had Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, all these great people that came together and they saw that it was a change that needed to happen, but with time. And that's what a lot of people need to understand, that time needs to be invested, that goals and ideas need to be placed, set forth, you know. So you come with understanding, you come with communication, you come with patience, and that's how things get changed. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you, as I have said already, and I just want to say that we must be the change, because it starts within us before we change the world. So in order for us to change the world and create peace, let it start within us. Be the change. Yeah. Thank you so much. A special clap that we and it's called the Champions Clap. So Champions Clap! Thank you.
want to donate, you don't ask?
No, we're not allowed to. I don't think we're allowed to. Legally, we're not.